we're on a first name basis, so I'm going to call her Lynn. Lynn is probably best known for playing Magda on Sex and the City, and I found that hilarious since, obviously, Magda sounds a lot like Mags. I've actually never seen Sex and the City. I haven't seen the movies either. I started watching the first movie on Saturday, but I didn't finish it, so I'm really unfamiliar with her work. But she also has a very extensive film and theater background. Definitely go check her out on IMDb or on Wikipedia and see if you recognize her from the various movies that she's been in. Let's see, do we have any other information about her? We don't know a lot of personal info about her. I did some digging, and I discovered that her birthday, oh, bless you, whoever that was. I did some digging and discovered that her birthday is August 10th. So her birthday is coming up. I don't know what year she was born in, though, so I'm not exactly sure how old she is, but she definitely looks like she's in her maybe mid to late 60s. I don't know. I don't want to guess older because that would be so impolite. But I think she looks the part. She looks fabulous. She's so adorable and small, and I love the fact that she has really, really long hair because, I don't know, I kind of just picture, like, Mags having long hair. It seems like in District 4 they wouldn't place too high of a priority on, keeping their hair, like, really short. I don't know. Rebekah, what was your initial reaction to the Lynn Cohen casting announcement?
Well, because she's a character actor, obviously I really didn't recognize her name initially, so I immediately went to IMDb and looked her up, and then I went, oh my God, it's Magda from Sex and the City. I watched all of Sex and the City, so her character on that show was sweet and well-meaning and a little bit intrusive and just a total grandma type. And she had an accent. She was supposed to be from Ukraine. So she was like the little Eastern European, overly intrusive housekeeper of one of the main characters. And she's hilarious. And after I got over the fact that she was Magda, I looked at her picture again and went, yo, she's perfect. She's exactly how I pictured Mag to look. And you just said, Savanna, you weren't sure how old she was. I immediately also looked up how old she was. She's 68. I think she'll be 69 on her next birthday. So, yeah, you're right, she's late 60s.
Max is 80, but I don't know if I don't know. An 80-year-old probably wouldn't be as capable of doing the physical stuff.
It sort of goes along with the, well, now we know that it was real that Melissa Leo was up for Mags.
Right.
She's in her mid-50s. So casting someone who is more physically able than your average 80-year-old is a good idea. Yeah, it's just a good idea because the liability to have an 80-year-old running around potentially the jungles of Hawaii where they could fall over and break a hip and then sue the studio or, I don't know, get a heat stroke, and it's just not, no, bad idea.
Well, and 68, 69 is old, but between 68 and 80, like, the body ages a lot. So, I think she's kind of the perfect age. Crystal, what are your thoughts on Lynn Cohen as Mag?
I love it. I mean, I've seen her in a lot of episodes of Law and Order, and I mean, she just seems like she just does her roles really well. Like, she blends into them really well, and I would never have picked her out myself, but as soon as I saw her and looked her up, I thought, oh, that's just like totally perfect. And she has the cutest smile, so yeah, I'm really happy about that.
And something I want to stress to listeners out there, because I know we have some young people who may not know what we're talking about. When we're saying Sex and the City, there were 2 movies that were out, yes, but it was also a long-running television show on HBO. And I know this might seem obvious to some of you, but a lot of the kids don't know this. And I don't know if that show is appropriate for you to be watching yet. So you might want to check with your parents before plopping in an episode. But it was a really popular show in the late 90s, early 2000s, and in many ways shaped feminism, you could argue. So at some point in your life, you'll probably want to check it out when you feel you're old enough for it. And then you can see the great Lynn Cohen, as Shyla and Mrs. Orman have alluded to, do an excellent job in the show. So who else haven't we heard from here about this? I think we've heard from Crystal. We've heard from Theresa. Who's left?
We have not heard from Theresa.
That's a better question. Oh, wait. Who went first?
Rebekah.
Sorry. Rebekah. Let's hear from Theresa then. How about that?
Sorry, I have a cough.
No problem. Go ahead.
So, no, in all honesty, I vaguely remember from Sex and the City, but I've only seen bits and pieces of the show, so it doesn't really necessarily stick out in my mind at this point. But I just remember, I saw her picture and I'm like, okay, that's it, that's perfect. I don't care who she is or what she's been in. She just looks the part. And I just kept thinking that, between, her being cast and all this, and seeing all these people who want to be in this film in what are more like minor roles, in a way, is just, I don't know. I love that so many people are joining in on this, and they seem to be getting such quality people. I think she, looking at what she's done, I know some people have been talking about, watching more of Sex and the City to see her, and I keep thinking, well, I need, I have all the seasons and stuff. I need to start watching them again so I can catch it. But I'm really excited to see what she can do. So. No,
I think it's safe to say we've said this before with a number of casting decisions, but this is one I remember going on Twitter right after this was being announced, and it seemed like there was just jubilation from lots and lots of people. I didn't really see anybody who was unhappy with this choice. A lot of people didn't know who she was, but she definitely looks the part, even if you're not familiar with her acting prowess. So, Ariel, let me ask you, were you a Sex and the City fan, and even if you weren't, and maybe you don't even remember Lynn Cohen, what do you think overall about this?
Well, actually, I started watching Sex and the City when the 6th DVD came out. For a long time, I never had HBO, so when the whole series was out on DVD, I watched it beginning to end in a matter of a few months, and it was wonderful. And when you are old enough, if you are old enough, I highly recommend you give it a go. And I love Magda's character a lot, because there are times when you kind of hate her, and there are times when you kind of love her, and times when you're not quite sure what you feel, but she is so perfect in doing just a little bit strange and yet lovable that I think that she's absolutely perfect to play Mags. And even if I didn't know that about her from Sex and the City, I'd still love her because she looks the part completely in every way.
Well, again, count that as score another one for Lynn Cohen. Savanna, who's left that we haven't heard from?
We've heard from everyone except you. I don't know if you have any other comments about her.
The reason I asked that, the reason I kept asking about who's there is because I know some people were coming in late, so I wasn't sure who would actually come on and who hadn't as of yet. Okay, so I pretty much agree with all of you. I do remember Lynn Cohen vaguely from some Sex and the City episodes. I had an ex-girlfriend who was obsessed with watching every single episode. She had every season's worth, and she'd watch them multiple times, and I would end up watching them sometimes. And I'm not going to lie, I really thought the show was very cleverly written. And what I do remember of Lynn Cohen, she was really great, and also from just kind of looking over the rest of her repertoire, maybe there aren't a lot of roles that stand out to people, but it seems like she's performed swimmingly in pretty much every role she's had and fits this part. And as Rebekah alluded to, she may be older than, say, a Melissa Leo, but by all accounts is able to handle the arduous task of being on set, moving around, and running through fog during the short. So I think
it seems like she's, I don't know if she's a native New Yorker, but she's definitely, I think, lived in New York City for a long time, and old New York City women are tough. So I don't doubt that she can, like, handle the physical stuff. And like Crystal said, I love the fact that she has such a sweet smile, just because, you know, in Mockingjay, Mag's smile is referenced after something happens. So I don't know. But I just thought about that when I saw her, which made me a little sad. But yeah, I'm really, really excited. Let's share some of our listener comments. Debbie says, Lynn is an ideal choice. I know a lot of people wanted Betty White, but she's such an iconic figure, I don't think the audience would have been able to see past her persona. Lynn was fantastic as Magda on Sex and the City, and she's an accomplished stage actress. She will do a great job in this role. Megan says, once again, Lionsgate and the Catching Fire team have made a great casting choice. I have complete trust in the casting for the rest of the film after 4 great casting choices. Let's see. This is from Katie. She's perfect, just like I imagined Mags when reading the book.